What's up everyone? My name is Itssbbz and the horrible month of December is finally past us. Like most of you know, I work in retail, so the month of December is just stress, stress, and more stress. Anyways, to get myself a little bit happier about this horrible month, I actually got myself a huge collection of games and a couple of things during the Mellandagsrea. And I actually got an item that I've been looking for so long. Ever since I scrolled past it on my Facebook feed, I've been looking for this thing. And, well, it finally arrived. So it's this thing right here. My NES Sweater. Now, basically, all of me is an NES. Now, with the shoulder bag and my shoes, I am a full NES console from now on, so I'm really happy about this shirt. I freaking love it. I've been wearing it ever since I picked it up, and it's awesome. So recently, a fellow collector and friend of mine is shortening down his collection, and I got first picks out of the stuff that he was getting rid of. So, I have a lot of cool items to show to you today. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so here are the three piles. Divided them up into the Nintendo, the Sega, and the PlayStation pile right here. And I actually think there's an Xbox game on the bottom there, but let's just say that's the PlayStation pile. So, starting off with the Nintendo stuff, I actually got Baseball, black card for the NES. And this is actually a classic. I used to play this one with my dad. It's a lot of fun, so it's gonna be fun to try it again. Moving on, Addams Family for the SNES, and this is a game that I rented a multiple of times when I was younger because it was actually a really good platforming game. So in here we got both the manual for it. The box is in decent shape, a little bit scratch marks on the front right here, but other than that I'd say it's in decent shape. Backside looks really good too. And right here, we have the cart for the game, and an American cart, but I have the Super 6 chip in my SNES, so it should be fine. So, moving on, let's get into the Sega stuff. So, let's take these ones last, and we'll start with these right here. So starting off, we got Laser Ghost, one of the old sapper gun games for the Sega Master System. There we go. And in this one, we have both the manual and the card. So a complete edition of this game, which I think is awesome. Next up, we got another sapper gun, the Operation Wolf, and let's see, both the manual and the game is inside. So another complete edition of this one. Awesome. Moving on, we got a 3D game, Outrun 3D, and in this one we're missing the manual, if the game even has a manual. I actually don't know, but I'm really happy. The box is in real good condition, so I'm happy with this one. Moving on, we got another edition of the Wonder Boy series. Now I already have, let's see, Wonder Boy and Monsterland right here, so it's great to have another one in this series because I think these games are freaking awesome. Unfortunately, I'm missing the manual right there, but the game is in there, and it's gonna be a blast playing this again. Moving on to the Sega Mega Drive, or Genesis for all you Americanos out there, we got Beavis and Butthead for the Sega Mega Drive right here, and in there is the cart. Now, except for the rental or whatever sticker this is, I think this one is in very good condition, and I'm really happy about that one. Moving on, we got one of the classics, Bubsy. Now, I know everyone hates Bubsy nowadays, but I actually think the old school games are pretty fun. And I got both the cart and the manual inside of here, so this is awesome. I always love the bigger size carts that looks like this one. Moving on, the original Golden Axe. Really good game, fun to play with friends and all that, and inside of it, we got both the manual and the cart. Can't wait to play this one with a friend again. Next up, we got Cast the Tasmanian. Now, this is a game that I actually got to play a lot when I was a kid. My friend actually had it. And inside of this one, we have both the manual and the cart. Now, really fun game. It's going to be a blast playing this one again. And last but not least, we got X-Men for the Sega Mega Drive right here. And looking inside, we got both the manual and the cart. So another complete edition of a game, and an actual pretty good game. So this is pretty awesome. Finishing up the Sega pile, we got the last couple of Dreamcast games right here. Let's do them in alphabetical order. So first off, we got GTA 2, a classic for the old school consoles. I actually play this a lot, and it's a good old classic. The evolution from the first, let's see, this is a really messed up case though. The evolution from the first game moving into the second was a really good evolution, so this old game is a classic in my book. Unfortunately, the booklet, or whatever you can call it when it comes to the case, let's go with the case. Unfortunately, the case is kind of messed up, but that happens with the Dreamcast games, just like the PlayStation games. So it's unfortunate, but it's a price you have to pay as a retro collector. Next up, we got a game that I actually never got to play as a kid, and something that I'm looking forward to playing a lot. I got Shenmue right here, and this game is really, well, let's just go like this. I've heard great things, and that's an understatement. So, one of the biggest games for the Sega Dreamcast, and I actually got both of the book little cases right here. Let's take a look inside of them, if they want to open. Now this one is actually in really crisp condition, and that makes me really happy. So here we got the passport thingy. On the other side we have, let's see, a manual for the game right here. The third disc of the game, I'm going in the wrong direction here. And in this one I'm guessing we have disc 1 and 2 and another manual, so let's take a look here. Right here it's disc 2, and last but not least, the manual and disc 1. So as soon as I actually get my Dreamcast plugged into my FrameMeister, I'm gonna give this one a try, because I've really been looking forward to playing this one. Like I said earlier, I've been hearing great things, and that's just an understatement. And last but not least, out of the Dreamcast pile, we got Worms Armageddon. Now, I've always been a fan of the old Worms games. I've used to play them a lot with my younger brother, and let's take a look in here. No, not this side. Right here, we have both the manual and the game. So, a complete edition of this one too makes me really happy. Let's move into the last pile, the PlayStation pile right here. Let's actually divide it into two, because it was looking kind of big. So first off, we got the Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3. Now this is a series that I actually bought by accident, because I thought it was going to be Resident Evil, because the developers are the same developers that made Resident Evil. But I was wrong, and I'm really happy that I was wrong, because this was a really fresh look at the action-adventure genre. And the third one right here is actually sealed. Just like this one, the special edition of the third game, and this one is also sealed, so this is kind of cool. I don't have that many sealed games, so yeah, I really like them. Right here we have Final Fantasy X, the original edition, no editions like this one. The Platinum editions, but the regular edition of Final Fantasy X right here, classic. And like you just saw, the original God of War in the Platinum edition right here. I'm really happy about this one, because I really like the God of War games, and I can't stop thinking about the new one. It looks freaking fantastic. Right here, we got a sealed edition of the second game. I love the sealed ones. And Vice City, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, right here. I actually think I already have this one, but you can't get too many of these games, because this is one of the games that people actually want to borrow a lot, so this is a nice addition. After that, we got a classic, Leisure Suit Larry on the PlayStation. I think this was also released on the Xbox and other consoles, but this is a great classic. A little bit of a dumbed down Leisure Suit Larry. More mini games than point and click, but still fun to play. Right here, we have the original Mafia for the PlayStation 2. This one's actually a game that I really liked when it was released, and I actually think it went downhill after this game, but still decent games, but this is the best of them, according to me. Alright, so we got Mega Man X7 right here. Now, I know this is not one of the very liked Mega Man games, but it's still a Mega Man game, and I freaking love Mega Man, so I can't keep my mitts off these ones. Next up, Metal Gear Solid 2. I actually think this is the exact edition that I had as a kid, but I think I traded it in or something. So this is a great addition to my collection and a game that I really like. What a switch and bait they did in that one. Promising us Snake and giving us Raiden. That was kind of funny. And Metal Gear Solid 3 right here, where you get to play as Big Boss. A really fresh game, and I really liked the different mechanics they put into this one with the camo and the eating system and all that. I really like this one. Next up, Resident Evil 4. I actually have this one already for the GameCube, but being a Resident Evil fan as big as I am, I can't get enough of them, and I actually want to try them on all systems and in all variations, so this is a great addition. Following that up, we got Silent Hill 2 in a little bit of a limited edition look right here. So taking a look inside, it's just a regular one of these booklet look-alike thingies, but I still like it. It's kind of cool, and I really like the originals when it comes to Silent Hill and not the newer ones. They were never that good, and I mean, they could be if Guillermo del Toro and all that would happen, but unfortunately that all fell into the, well, it all burned and died or something. Silent Hill 4, The Room, a Silent Hill game that I actually never played. I've heard, yeah, well, I've heard good and bad things about it, so it's gonna be fun to try this one out, see which side I land on. After that, we got Soul Calibur 3. In a sealed package right here. Like I said earlier, I really like the sealed ones, so this is really cool. And moving on, we got Street Fighter EX3, a Street Fighter game that I've never tried because I've always been more of a fan towards the older Street Fighter titles where they went pixels, not 3D. Tekken Tag Tournament, my first game that I purchased for the PlayStation 2, and a great game at that. I really like this one and all the mini games they brought with it, so it's going to be a blast playing this again. After that, we got Tekken 5, which was actually one of the better Tekken games in my opinion. They really had everything set up for a good game in this one. Good characters, good stages, very good graphic for its time, and I really like this one. And to the last game out of this little haul that I got is Shenmue 2 for the original Xbox, and just like the original Shenmue, I haven't played this one, so I have a big schedule ahead of me to play both these games because I've heard they are huge and a lot of stuff inside, so this will be fun to try out. Alright, so you all might think that this haul was enough for today, but no, I'm a shopaholic. So during the so-called mellandagsrea here in Sweden, I actually picked up a couple of other things that was getting sold at a very low price. It was kind of like a too good deal to pass it up. So let's get all of this stuff out of the way before we start looking at the new stuff. Whoop. So the mellandagsrea is basically the sale that is in between New Year's Eve and Christmas. So they usually do like a flash sale or something like that. And I actually picked up a couple of Amiibos from two from the Kirby series. King DDD right here, very detailed as always, and the little Waddle Dee or whatever his name is. And I really like the Kirby Amiibos because they're very plain and simple, but in a good way. I really like them. Colorful, and yeah, I adore these. And last but not least, I actually got my hands on Diddy Kong, the Amiibo, and the big reason I got this one is actually because it unlocks an outfit for Super Mario and Super Mario Odyssey, and getting these 3 pre-owned for a cheap price like that is okay in my book. So let's get these 3 out of the way, and the last item of today. Now, this might not be the newest item, but I actually found this at a discount that was way too big to pass it up. Uncharted 4, the collector's edition, where there's actually a statue included inside. So let's get this one opened. We'll start off by peeling this stuff off. Let's see. There we go. And there we go. So I've actually already seen this getting unboxed and everything on YouTube earlier, but I mean, with a big collector's edition like this one, I can't pass up the opportunity. So right here, we got the game in a steel box, and it's looking pretty damn good, the cover of the steel box. I really like this one. Next up, we got some pre-order codes that I'm not gonna show you guys. Hidden. A little bit of an art book right here. And after that, we got what's awesome about this one. Let's see if I can do like this. Come on, fella. I'm surprised that actually worked. Let's see where we can open this big boy. Right here, it looks like. Alright, once more. Oh, crap. Now this is a big guy. Nice. Now, I've always had a huge appreciation for the big collector's items, as you can see behind me. But this one was actually pretty damn nice. A little bit of a detail on even the little boot marks and flowers and shit on the ground. I'm loving the details. Even putting details into like the ground is superb in my opinion. And moving on, he's looking really detailed with the scuff marks and the scabs and everything on him. Holding the gun in the holster, but like lifting it up and trying to get it out of there. Really nice collector's edition statue, this one. Really happy about this one. Alright, so that was actually all of the items, so let's get back up. Alright, so that was everything for today. Now, this haul was amazing. I don't think I've ever had a haul the size of this one. So many games, so many cool games, and I'm just thrilled about it. So I'm gonna start popping them into the shelf behind me. I will see you all next time. Peace out.